Before we get into the tour, I just want to say that I did think about buying some aesthetic things or hiding some stuff to make the apartment look a little bit more minimal. But then I thought, you know what, that's not real life. I want to show you a genuine look at how an average person lives in Dublin. Average salaries, you know, nothing special here. And for me, location is everything. I'm always going to pick a good location over like a big place, you know what I mean? I live in a very small apartment in a very good location, and that to me is a win every time. I like to not have to own a car. I want to be able to walk everywhere, which I can absolutely do. This is not a, you know, luxury New York City penthouse or a, you know, beautiful Parisian loft. If you want to have a look into a very average dwelling, let's get into it. Welcome to the entranceway. It is small, but to be honest, I'm just delighted to have one. The last place that we were living in, there's no entranceway. As soon as you walk in, you're in the apartment. So the fact that we have doors is nice. As soon as you walk in, we've got our shoe racks here. I got these shoe racks from IKEA recently. They're handy because they're quite small and they're stackable. Beside that, we have our laundry basket because I just found that it was a little bit better to have it here than in the bedroom, because when you see the bedroom, you'll understand there isn't really space for anything like that. And then right off the entranceway, easy access to everything. We have our bedroom, living area, and bathroom. What I really like about this bedroom is the natural light. It lets in so much sun, especially at this time in like late afternoon, early evening, which is really, really nice. I'm a little bit concerned in the summer that it's going to get very hot because it lets in a lot of sunshine. We definitely do not have air conditioning in Ireland, so that's just going to be something that we're going to have to play around with a little bit. I'm trying to come up with some solutions, like I'm going to get some blackout curtains that I'll keep closed during the day, which will hopefully keep the heat out. Of course, like some fans and that kind of thing. I think that it's worth it because having the sunshine year round is amazing. Really nice natural light in here. Storage, we've got 2 wardrobes, which is great. I'm trying to come up with a solution as well for some like drawers space, because I find like you need some drawers just for your smaller things like socks and t-shirts, underwear and all that kind of stuff. Because right now it's just kind of getting lost in the closet. I do have some bins in the closet that I use for them, but it's very dark in there. So I'm hopefully going to find something. I've been looking at IKEA, but the thing is like I need something that's really narrow, because this space, although it's a good space, it's very awkward the way that the room is laid out. So you don't really have room for a proper dresser drawers. There's cute little hooks over here that we've hung up a few things on. There's also the hooks behind the door, which is where we keep like the jackets that we have in rotation at the time. With our bedding, this isn't our primary set of bedding, although it is a fun one. We got like some nice, like, you know, really soft white bedding. But then we picked up, this is our second set. We got it at Penny's for like €8 on sale. So I'm pretty happy with that. You always need 2 sets in rotation again, because we have communal laundry here. So you don't really know if you're gonna be able to change your bedding and get it dressed again all in one day. One of the perks with this place as well is that heating is included. Now, since we moved in, we turned the heat off right away because it was warm up here. Because this place gets so much natural light, it's like it keeps it warm. When the heat is included like that, we don't get to determine when the heat turns on. It's set by a timer by the landlord. Again, we haven't been here through winter, so I'm not sure how often it gets turned on. We can also just plug in like electric heaters if we need it. We've got the Dyson, which has a warming unit on it. And the last place we were in, we didn't have any heating at all except for the Dyson. So the fact that there's even a little bit of heat included is great. Welcome to the kitchen. I do have the wide angle lens on my phone right now, so like you can actually see everything. But of course the wide angle lens is sort of cheating. It's making everything look bigger, but I think the fact that I'm in here is still giving it some perspective. So again, you can see the size of the kitchen. When I open the oven like this, you can't actually like open it like this because you back into the boards. This a small space, but you would be impressed with the things that we've already made here. It's just kind of trying to be smart with the layout of everything. So at one point we had thought like, oh, maybe it'd be handy to have a microwave on top of the fridge, but immediately figured, well, first of all, we don't really need a microwave at all. Second of all, we actually use this space for a lot of stuff as well. We have a drying mat here, so if there's extra dishes that we need to dry, we put it up here. We've got the Brita filter. Sometimes even when you're cooking and you're at the stovetop, it's nice to have this space to just put stuff on. We use this space right here for all of our chopping and like food prep. And then we've got like the little dish rack in here and the one single sink. And the way that the taps are set up is just hot on one side and cold on the other. The heat here is immersion, is it? Is that what you would call it? I think you call it immersion. Essentially, you gotta flick the switch. It warms up the hot water tank that is underneath the sink. After maybe 10 minutes, there's gonna be some hot water that will come out of the tap. You just gotta make sure that you turn it off when you're not using it because the electricity bill will add up. One of the things that I really appreciate that the landlord has done is some extra thoughtful storage space, considering that this is a small space. It's nice to take advantage of this area and have these little shelves that he's included. As you can see, we have our glassware up there, tea and coffee. Up on the top shelf, I have like extra cloths and tea towels, that kind of thing. And then over here, these are quite handy as well. I've got my vitamins on the bottom, and then here, you know, like we got the paper towel. I would love if we could store wine on these shelves, but unfortunately they're not quite tall enough. So, I mean, we've got space for 2 bottles, so that's right here. And then the storage space in the kitchen in general is pretty decent. We have enough space for everything. There's no drawers for your cutlery, but we just got like a couple of containers that we keep our cutlery in. It's only the 2 of us anyway, so it's not like we're going through a lot of stuff, you know? So yeah, I mean, storage wise, it's pretty decent. And then these little chairs are kind of funny because we have literally not one set on these chairs. I don't think you ever really would, because could you imagine like sitting here and then just facing this? Like, it's not the most inspiring. But it's funny because we end up using this almost as more counter space. Like, you might put your groceries on this chair. I've used the Instant Pot on that chair before as well, because there's a plug right beside it and it just gets the Instant Pot off the counter. So it comes in handy. So this feature is probably my favorite part of the apartment, and I'd say it's also Steve's. As you can see, we love to read. So whenever I came to view the apartment initially and saw that there was like these built-in bookshelves, I was absolutely delighted. Most apartments don't come with something like this. When we moved here, we did come with a few books, but most of these books we've actually acquired since we've been here, and we've only been here for like a month and a half, maybe? It hasn't been that long. Has it been 2 months? I'm not sure. I don't know how long it's been. But anyways, there's a lot of charity shops in Rathmines, and they all have like a great selection of books. You can get books between like €1 and €3. There's deals for like 2 books for 3. No, 3 books for 2. That's what it is. And yeah, we've just been absolutely delighted to already build up our collection of books. And the fact that we have a place to store them and display them and be close to them is really good for us. One thing about apartments in Dublin is that they're typically fully furnished. There's pros and cons for apartments being fully furnished. For us, it was a huge benefit that this place was move-in ready, because we have been coming back from Canada. We didn't own any furniture. We were literally landing, getting off from the airport, and moving in. So the fact that there was already a bed here and a couch, everything like that that you needed was great. It didn't come with kitchenware, so we did have to go out the first day we were here and we bought some cups, you know, dishes, pots and pans, cutlery, all that kind of stuff. For me, I do prefer it like that because I've been in other places before that are fully furnished and has kitchenware, and then it's often just like a mess of stuff. A lot of stuff that you don't really need, and maybe like poor quality, whereas in this situation, we were able to just buy what we needed and buy what we like. If I was choosing the furniture, I would have chosen different items. I would want a bed that is elevated off the ground so you can store things underneath it. The box spring here is like covered, so you can't store anything underneath it. The couch, I like to have a couch that you can pull out so that if we have guests, there's somewhere for them to stay. And then even like aesthetically, the black leather isn't my favorite, but the pros in this situation definitely outweigh the cons. If you're gonna be staying in an apartment for a long time, you could probably discuss with the landlord the furniture and maybe come together to buy something new, or perhaps you can store their furniture somewhere else and get something new. In the last place, we were there for so long. I did upgrade the furniture, but I had to leave everything behind when I moved. Because the place is fully furnished, you have to make sure you leave furniture in the place when you go. And here specifically too, there's like itemized report of all the possessions that are in here. You're not supposed to remove anything from the property that the landlord owns. Of course, like I said, if you were to have a conversation with your landlord, you could probably come to some kind of agreement, but you know, if you don't know if you're gonna be in a place for that long, it's probably better to just keep the furniture that the landlord provides. Speaking of furniture, this is one of the pieces I actually did buy. I got this from IKEA recently because I needed somewhere where I could do my work. There isn't really space here to get like a full-fledged desk. So I found this, it's like a little side table from IKEA. You can use it, you know, to eat off of when you're sitting on the couch, or I use it as my desk. I keep it here out of the way when I'm not using it, but when I want to do some work, I just very gracefully pick it up, move it over here, give it a little spin, like so. Oh, hello there. So this is the shower. It's cozy. There's not that much space. Like literally, when you do this, you are wall to wall. It's an electric shower, which is like, I've never seen electric showers in Canada. They're very common in Ireland and England. Essentially, you just like pull a rope and it accesses hot water. It's using electricity to heat the water like on demand sort of thing. It's not a hot water tank. I love the fact that there's these shelves here for storage as well. I haven't really organized them yet. I'm still trying to come up with like a system for the best way to keep everything nice and organized because there's no closed storage. You could tell that this place is old in the sense like the toilet looks like something that my granny would have had, and same with the tiles in the shower as well. Is just very I don't even know if you'd use the words old school, but like it's been around for a long time. I kind of like that. That's the apartment. We are really happy with it. We love Rathmines. The area is amazing. We were living in Rathmines before as well, but it was a little bit further away from the city. It was in Upper Rathmines. This is Lower Rathmines, which is right in the center. We are like a 3-minute walk to 4 grocery stores, which is heaven for us because we love grocery stores. So yeah, the location is unbelievable. The size of it is great. Like for us, this is an upgrade. Where we were living before was a studio apartment. It had the mezzanine, but everything was all in one room. So there were no walls, if you know what I mean. Like, I mean, obviously there were walls, but there was no separation. Like the only separation in the apartment is the bathroom. And so the fact that this apartment has an actual bedroom separate from the living area is a huge upgrade for us. We don't have laundry in the apartment, but there is access to communal laundry in the back garden. And it's just like €1 or €2 to do a wash and a dry there. So that's handy. There's also like a laundromat across the road from us if we ever needed that, but that's pretty expensive. So we typically just use like the laundry facilities that are here. If you're looking for a property in Dublin, you might be curious about how we got this one. And it was hard. I will say this, it was hard work. For a couple of weeks, I had my phone set up to the housing website. It's called Daft. This is the app and the website that has every active listing. So what you can do is set up your parameters and you get an alert every time that there is a new listing that fits within your parameters. It was pretty stressful though, because for a couple of weeks, it was like, I have my phone on me all of the time. And if there was an alert, I had to like immediately click on it, quickly scan to make sure that it was something that like was even half suitable. And then I would send off the query to the listing agent or the landlord, whoever it was that had listed it. I would click on the listing so quickly. At that time, it would say it's been viewed 0 times. When you would refresh the listing an hour later, it would be viewed like 500 times. That's how competitive it is and how much of a housing crisis we're in Ireland right now. I sent off about 40 queries, between 40 and 50, and I only got 3 responses. And I think it's because they literally they invite the people to the viewing that respond the most quickly. And so even though I had those alerts sent up, I only got 3 responses. We were in Birmingham at the time when I was sending off these queries. So the first response, we weren't actually in town, and I had a friend of mine go and view the apartment for us. But then we didn't get back to the realtor in time, I think. Like, we didn't get back quickly enough, because by the time he got back to me and then I responded to the realtor saying like, oh, we want to move forward, she just didn't respond to me. So this apartment that we're in now was the second response that I got, and it was such a good listing that I decided I had to fly over myself to view the apartment. And I'm really glad I did. But it was like, this is how manic it was. I sent off the query. The realtor responded to me saying, we're viewing the apartment tomorrow if you want to come along. And so I booked a flight for like early the next morning to Dublin, booked a hotel for a couple of nights, and came and viewed the apartment. One thing that I did do was I asked the realtor in our little email chain what I should bring with me to the viewing, and she said don't bring anything, but if you do want to apply for the apartment, then you have to fill in this application. So I got a head start on the application before other people did, because she sent it to me before the viewing. So I was able to fill in the application and then like get all of our supporting documentation. And then the real clincher, my hot tip, is to write a letter to the landlord. So I took a time to like hand write a letter to the landlord, essentially singing his praises, saying what a beautiful apartment it was and how we would be like absolutely delighted to live here and that we would take really good care of it, all of which is totally true. Like, we love Rathmines and this is a great apartment. And it might have been the thing that actually worked, because when I got to the viewing, it was manic. There were so many people here and you could feel the anxiety on everyone. Everyone's really desperate for a place to live. And with the price of this place and the location, like, it was guaranteed that every single person at this viewing was going to apply for the apartment. I didn't hear back from the realtor for a couple of days, so I didn't think that we got it, because I expected her to respond like right away. But it was over 48 hours after the viewing, or no, it was over 48 hours after I sent the application, that she actually did respond and say that the landlord had offered us the place. Moving to Dublin is really hard right now. Like, it's really hard to find a place to live, but it's not impossible. We were privileged because we were able to stay with friends and family in Birmingham while we were looking for a place to live here. It would be a little bit trickier, more expensive if you had to come to Dublin before. But the last time I moved to Dublin, I did that. I stayed at a hostel for like a week, and then before I found a place to move in. So it does work. Also, if you were here the whole time and you were just constantly applying for places, the thing is, it would be easier for you to actually go to the viewing than it is if you're out of town. So there's ways. But if you take away anything, take away writing a letter to the landlord, because I think that's the thing that worked. I hope you enjoyed this little apartment tour. I didn't really know what I was doing, so hopefully, I don't know, it came out okay. If you have any questions about what it's like to live in Dublin, or what it's like moving to Dublin, or anything like that, just leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you soon.